number 22, Mangakino Pouakani Representative Group. For everybody's, just to give you a little bit of an overview, in the last triennium, Councillor Truman was a Makani, get that word from Mangakino Pouakani representative on the group that gives steerage to that area out there, and of course now Councillor Truman has replaced
Awesome.
Councillor Gallagher, my lovely friend Elsa. So there's 3 representatives to go onto this group. It's been advertised. Only 2 applications were received. One from a Mr. Fitu Kariana, and he's an existing he's existing member, and a new member, Mr. Chris Berry, has applied here, who I haven't met. And because we needed 3 and we didn't have 3 applications, Mr. Truman's obviously approached Mr. Peter Kidd, who was on in the last triennium, and he's agreed that he would go on again this year. So it's 3 for 3. So it's really a mechanical issue, and we really need to move and get this reinstated so Mangakino can progress in a direction it wants to go. Myself, I'm ex officio on that, and you. We ended up with, we've expanded it, have we? We've gone. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we've got Councillor Hickling, Councillor Crate, and of course it'll be chaired by Councillor Truman. The other thing I just wanted to ask Councillor Truman, when just before the election last year, the Mangakino Pouakani board was going to approach an iwi representative, or discussed having an iwi representative.
Yeah, Fitu Karaina probably fits that bill. He's the marae trustee. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a suggested resolution on page 22, bar 1. Or anybody, any comment? Councillor Downard? Oh, you moving it? Okay, Councillor Downard moved, and seconded Councillor Truman. All in favour? Aye, carried. Thank you very much. Item 23 is another bit of a mechanical issue where we have to set up some ad hoc committees. Public submissions on Seacombe Park Vegetation Management Plan. Because there's already a management plan in place down there, Seacombe Park, we're revisiting that as an isolated incident with input from members around there. And it's also about Taupo District Council Speed Limits Bylaw 2006 review, which we have to do. So we have to set up an ad hoc committee. Any further comments to that, Mr. McLeod?
Probably, Mr.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Green.
Just a little amendment on terms of the template on 23 bar 2. Yep. If you just put a line through the second sentence under power to act, the committee has the power to recommend on matters of policy related to animal control. There's probably animals in Seacombe Park, but we don't need that on this one.
Haven't they been 1080'd? Okay.
Two-legged.
So hear the submissions and make recommendations to council. As you can see there, the mayor is always ex officio, so we require 3 councillors to meet as required, and as the first meeting will be, we need to get this done to hear submissions on the Seacombe Park Vegetation Management Plan. And I would like to firstly nominate Councillor Hickling, who has vast knowledge of trees, plants, etc.
Mr. Chairman.
If you're willing to.
There's actually 2 there, just to remember. There's the Seacombe Park Management Plan and the TDC Speed Laws bylaws. So 2.
Yeah, but the 2006 bylaw's not going to be a biggie, is it?
There are a number of people who want to be heard.
They realise that that state highway runs to October 8th.
No, they're about other roads.
Well, anyway, I'd like to nominate Councillor Hickling if he'd accept nominations. And we need 2 more, please, folks. I'll take volunteers.
I have one,
Councillor Crate. Anybody else like to come on? I think if we have 3 and myself, we can always be an apology for one, and we've got a quorum, haven't we?
And I'd also suggest you nominate somebody as the convener.
Okay, so let's get through one more, if we can find one more councillor. Councillor Johnson, and I'd like to appoint Councillor Hickling as the convener. All in favour? Aye. Hey, sorry, what happened? Oh, Councillor Williams.
No, sorry, it was just a question. For what areas do they speed limits?
I don't know, well, it's the whole Taupo District Council district, but we advertise for submissions. People come in and say what they want in their area. It could be at Mangakino, it could be through the main street of Turangi, it could be anywhere.
Submissions are finished, so the bylaw's been out for consultation, and submissions have been received. So this is just hearing these submissions.
This is the completion of the process that was instigated by the previous council.
So it's to hear the submissions now. How many days of hearings do you think you'd have on this?
Oh, probably one, if that.
The committee doesn't have to be 3; it can be 4 or something like that.
Yeah. Yes.
So if you wanted to go on it, put your hand up and we'll make it 4.
No, it's just one that's on the speed limits on
Well, you're not a submitter, are you? Okay, cool. So we moved that, did we? Moved. All in favour? Carried. Thank you very much. Okay, item number 24 is just the meeting dates for 2011. Does anybody have any issues with it or changes they'd like to make to it? So community board is 2 weeks away. Okay. There's an AC Bars presentation again. And just while I talk about this, Mr. Williams, are we still looking for a what's the word? The AC Bars, an advocate or a?
Oh, possibly, yeah. If there's an elected member that's keen to act as a key point of liaison between Andrew, the project manager, and the rest of the elected team, then we'd be more than happy to have that.
So what Andrew Bowden has been sort of saying, if he had one councillor that he could work with and could even be on a 2 daily basis or something like that, just to keep, and then that person come back and keep all these fellow councillors in the loop of what's going on up there. A lot of money going to be spent up there. We really need to make sure that we get it right, because it didn't necessarily get it right last time, but I'm not blaming councillors for that. But the more prudent we are and the more expeditious we are in watching and looking and making sure that the job's been doing right, the better result we will get at the end of the day, I believe. It's a bit like been talked about in here before, project management. Yes, we have got a project manager managing this project, but he's management, he's not governance. So the opportunity is there for someone from governance to work with that manager and be the advocate. And
I could say that there would be an opportunity to perhaps talk about this next week when there's a workshop.
Okay, we'll leave that till
on
then.
the AC Bads, and that might give you a flavour of what's happening. And it might be an appropriate time to talk about it.
I'd be interested in
Okay, well we'll put that
whether
to bed.
it's 1 or 2 councillors, just as a.
Yeah, but one would probably be enough where Andrew can bring them and say, look, come up and have a look at this, have a look at that. You know, that person needs to just come back to us and say, hey, we better have a look at this, or this is what's happening. Just give everybody time to smell the flowers. So we'll address that at that workshop next week. So anybody want to add anything? Oh, sorry, Councillor Hepburn.
Well, it's just that wayfinding workshop.
Yes, Mr. Green has promised that it will be within 2 weeks, and apparently it's. Well, I'll give you 3.
As soon as possible.
I'll give you 3, and we're
But
going to
it'll
be
be
pleasantly surprised, according to Mr. Green.
But it will be this.
How are we going to
this
get this
coming
done?
month.
We'll
Easter sitting in 3 weeks' time.
absolutely.
No.
We'll work with you, Mr. Mayor, to get the date into the diary as soon as we can. I can't give you one right now because of the technical.
You can't, but let's keep it.
But it will be this month, this coming month.
He said 4 weeks,
Very
and
much
it'll
hope so.
be before the end of April.
I don't not pressure, but you know.
It better be.
It better be. You've got to deliver some stuff. So,
From
Yeah,
our
I know.
perspective, we'll be extremely appreciative if it is, and we'll be extremely disappointed if it isn't.
It's fairly steer clear.
So moving on. Okay, suggested resolution that the meeting dates for April 2011 be received. Also moved. Seconded anywhere. Councillor Downard, all in favour? Aye. Members' reports, I'll go around the table this way. If anybody has anything they think we should be brought up to speed with. I'll start over here with Councillor Kipper. Councillor Truman.
I went to the John Kelso's as the fire chief at Mangakino, and he got his 25 years service star, so went and did the speech on your behalf. And he was
on that night, Ironman or something.
funeral.
Oh, my dad.
Yeah.
My dad, that's right.
Yeah, so he was very appreciative. He got a set of glasses from council and was very appreciative of that.
Apologies for not being able to make that. Councillor Great.
Went to the DGLT presentation last week to give a presentation there. Waipahihi, we had a good meeting there. Rugby World Cup, of course, we go to. We all travelled up. The Spark Rural Travel Grant over 14,000. We dispensed with that last week. It's only once a year. Home of Cycling, I've gone along to those every single Monday yesterday. So we've got to wait till we have got the other preferred tenderer to see whether that continues or not. Zone 2, I went to that and that was a good meeting, a lot of good stuff there. The New Zealand Hotel Council, that was one that went to in Rotorua, and there was some interesting stuff there to do with Destination Lake Taupo. Tokoroa, we went to a workshop with finance there, some of us. I hope I'm just not repeating who everyone else is going to repeat. And we went to, Barry and I went to 2 on understanding orders and meeting procedures. Where was that? That was Rotorua, wasn't it?
I just went to the chairs meeting on that one. Yeah.
That was me.
The Vice Bureau, they managed to get some of the funding thereafter, which is quite nice, takes the pressure off some of those issues we've talked about in the past. And then a big one, I was at a meeting the other night, we might have seen in the press about the motor racing. They're looking to try to attract an event. History, we had A1, this is a new event. They're quite keen to sort of put a proposal in front of council to talk it through, see if there's any support from the room. For us, myself as well, like that weren't involved with the A1, we're not sure whether it was supported at council level funding. You people that were there before will know. They're looking for outside sponsors. They see it as another major event for Taupo. They've got the green light. These people, Super League, they've decided New Zealand over Australia. They've committed to coming to New Zealand. They have put it to the motorsport park. They've got to get the sponsors, basically. But they want to work with council rather than, again, that's sort of where that's at.
Councillor Henderson.
Nothing specific to report in terms of meetings and involvement with groups. That's in the Turangi-Tongariro Community Board minutes. If anyone wishes to refer to what I've been involved in or ask me about it, they're welcome to.
A bit unfortunate that you couldn't make it, but the Trustpower Award, Community Awards in Tauranga, I've seen an email there, was stunning. Great bunch. And Wairua House have requested like Waipahihi a visit from the councillors, and I think it's actually really important that you go and see what they do, because to most people it's this building that sits up there and no one knows what's happened, but it's worth a visit. So if you, because we do put a lot of funding into it, so it needs to be respected for what it provides in the community. So can we organise a?
Deb de Petros, sort of the overall charge person?
Yeah, and
she's
it's a half an hour walk around to explain what goes on.
Okay, well, can someone make a point, Ms McLeod, of getting a hold of Mr Petros, Deb, and seeing if we can have a half hour tour for all the councillors up there, because I concur fully with what you say. So maybe if we could make a time available for most of us, we're never going to try and where everybody's bidding. So yeah, that's cool. Okay. Councillor Heckling.
I attended the monthly regional transport committee in Hamilton. Attended the training session on chairing meetings at Rotorua.
I won't tell you where I've been, I'll just bore you. A couple of things I want to bring up. Firstly, is in the last triennium, Bernard Kraswowski was he an advocate or champion? Advocate. Okay. For biking and cycling. Apparently, I've been written to, but I can't find the letter. I still can't find the letter. But
well, it's on the 20th of April.
What is it?
Cycling and walking, something or other, at Lake Karapira.
No, that's something else. No.
Okay,
We haven't got Councillor Kraswowski anymore as our biking and cycling walking champion, and so I'm proposing, I don't think we need to do it by any formal resolution or anything, but I'm proposing that we appoint Councillor Crate as the representative to fill Councillor Kraswowski's shoes. That gives White Taupo a linkage point, so to speak. So if there's no objection to that, can we consider that the fait accompli? Secondly, I'd like a little bit of help if you guys can spread the word. $45 breakfast, chairman's breakfast. They do it everywhere where these NRL teams have a game. Now the chairman's breakfast is at 7 o'clock at Millennium Hotel, which used to be the old Manuel's. I think they can only take 90. So if you want to come and enjoy in the breakfast, it's $45, and I'd love to see as many of there as possible. Spread the word. And at 9 o'clock, of course, we go down to where the hole-in-one is, where the team will officially be welcomed, and pofris and waiatas and bits and pieces for the Cronulla Sharks for the build-up for the game. Thursday morning. Yeah, but Ring Millennium, there's tickets down there. I've got mine. I think Mr Williams, you're going, are you? And I don't know who else, but yeah, they can take 90. But Damien Irvine, the chairman of the Cronulla Sharks, is a very, very good public speaker. You'll be entertained by him, I can assure you. And not wanting to put the Warriors down one little bit, but the Sharks are certainly the story of the season so far this year. So it'll be interesting to see what happens at OD Park on Sunday. So suggested resolution that the reports from members be received, please, somewhere. A mover, Councillor Heckling, secondly Councillor Trumer. All in favour? Aye. So carried. Item number 26, I'm vacating the chair. What's the word? Do I have a vested interest or something? I have a conflict of interest, thank you very much. I declare that conflict of interest, as I have done any other time it's been discussed. I will vacate the chair. I will ask for the deputy to take the chair, and when this item is over, if you could let me know, I'll be in my office and we will go into confidence for the confidential section. Thank you.